Knox Area Rescue Ministries was formally established on December the 8th, 1960. The founders of this work envisioned a truly compelling ministry that would share the love of Jesus Christ by meeting the spiritual, physical, and emotional needs of hurting homeless men who found themselves lost and forgotten in a busy world. In the subsequent years, the problem of homelessness in the greater Knoxville area has become more complex as an alarming number of homeless women now join their male counterparts on the streets. The homeless population further increased as whole families found themselves impoverished, destitute, and completely without hope or resource. KARM is fully committed to the pursuit and accomplishment of the goals set forth in their purpose and mission statement. There are two particular words in this statement that describe the aims and expectations at KARM: rescue and recovery. At its simplest point of definition, rescue depicts the immediate reception of destitute men, women, and children into one of three shelters where compassion, safety, and the provision of essential human services are extended to all who come. Recovery is the program of extended intensive care in which spiritual, emotional, and educational and vocational issues are addressed, dealt with, and resolved. KARM believes that rescue begins when someone comes through their front door with all their brokenness on display. They offer a safe shelter, a warm meal, and overwhelming biblical hospitality. When rescue is combined with support and encouragement provided by healthy relationships that reflect the heart of Jesus, then true restoration can occur. Restoration to God, self, family, and community.
8 years ago, I had just come out of an addiction program. As a program at Pure Life Ministries for men struggling with pornography and other issues. And that happened after 20 years of pastoring. So I came out of my program and with a passion to serve the needy, to serve the addicted. And so I came to KARM 8 years ago and to volunteer just to hand out sheets and to hand out towels.
It's a win-win situation with the volunteers. They are a blessing, and also they receive a blessing.
Volunteers really are our backbone. God doesn't expect any of us to do this alone. He expects us to be the body and come together and to do this collectively. And so we call on the church and the community to join us in doing that.
Our volunteers work right alongside our staff. They have responsibilities, they go through training, and they carry the weight of responsibility and burden, much like our paid staff do.
We have this expanding army of volunteers, of folks who are full ministry partners with us. They're not just ministry helpers, but we welcome them as part of the team. And so some of them will attend team meetings. They work side by side with us in facilitating some of the skills training programs and the growth-oriented programs that we have. Volunteers are incredibly important to what we do.
We couldn't do it without our volunteers. Our volunteers are the backbone of what we do.
Our current assignment with KARM is the Vice President of Programs. This position reports directly to the President and CEO and is responsible for all the program services at KARM, including current programs as well as developing new programs. The Vice President of Programs provides strategic leadership to the operations of the ministry and carries out the planning, management, and administrative responsibilities to ensure that the mission is accomplished. Listen to Bert Rosen, the President and CEO of KARM, share his thoughts on this position.
We look for people who can think on their feet, people who can adapt to situations, and people who can innovate to bring new and creative ways of not only extending the gospel, but ultimately helping people move out of their homelessness. So the idea of collaboration interdepartmentally is fostered, and more often than not, you will see cross-functional teams at the table trying to address and come up with ways to respond to a very challenging population that we work with.
When I think about the Vice President of Programming role, I can envision someone who has a passion to see people grow in their strengths, to see them recover a meaningful life, a life of meaning and purpose in the community. Someone who really understands the grace and mercy of God, that the folks who come through our doors are beaten down by life. There's a lot of learned helplessness, folks who have just learned not to live. It's like a living death for so many people. someone who has a strengths approach, who comprehends that there's strengths that lie even dormant in people, and that when those strengths are awakened, amazing things can start to happen in their lives. One of the things that I can envision is someone who comprehends the recovery movement, that even those with severe mental illness and those struggling with addictions can recover and can learn to live in a way that focuses on wellness, how to reclaim a meaningful life, managing their illnesses well, where those symptoms are minimized so that they can reclaim meaningful roles in the community.
Someone who's caring, that has a genuine concern about people and can communicate that through their interaction with the guests that we serve. Just someone who can influence change.
During the past few minutes, our goal has been to give you an overview of the scope of the ministries at KARM. If God is speaking to you about this opportunity, I hope you will visit the KARM website and learn more about the ministry. You can also visit our website and review the opportunity profile. I trust that you will catch the vision of how God might use you at KARM. Could God be calling you to Knox Area Rescue Ministries?